this board previously. And Mr. Chairman, I'll turn it back over to the board to see where you wish to go with the proposed resolution.
I think each commissioner has had this resolution in their packet. I need a motion to move forward with this resolution.
I'll make that motion.
Have a motion, is there a second?
Second.
Have a second to that discussion? Not all in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
The only other question I have, Mr. Chairman, is this something that you wish for Karen to, after the board is signed, to send off to our state legislatures or federal
And I
legislatures?
think that was in last meeting's discussion, that it could be sent to the appropriate legislators.
And just to make it clear, because requests come before the board, this is a resolution in opposition or raising concern in opposition in regards to the portions of the National Defense Authorization Act. And so this is a resolution in opposition, and the letter that I'll fashion to come out of my office being sent to our state and federal legislature is to ask them to follow suit to some extent of what this resolution is stating. Mr. Chairman, next item of discussion. Closing your packets, you should have a letter from the Sheriff Edwards. This is in regards to basically needing additional funds. And as you can see, he states, Dear Don, they've had a substantial increase in the number of female inmates, and the original budget of $40,000 has been exhausted at this point. Currently, right now, the last invoice they've received basically will expend all the monies and actually over-expend all the monies. They're requesting a budget amendment for this line item. How we've been able to handle this in the past, you know, it's not unusual. We have a line item to house female inmates because we don't house them in our county. We have a line item to pay for juvenile inmates because we don't have the capacity to house them here. What we've been able to do in the past is go through the budget and, you know, transfer out of food and meals and things of that nature. But unfortunately this year, we have not only seen a dramatic increase in female inmates, we've seen an increase in our own inmates, so we do not have any additional funds, as I can see, to transfer out of meals, to transfer out of medical, and actually, as I've gone through and looked at the jail budget, I do believe we'll be having this conversation again in regards to juvenile inmates. And so this first budget amendment, and it is a request that I'm recommending to be about $30,000. At the rate that we're going, that's the additional funds that will be needed to get us through the end of the fiscal year. Now, we're fortunate, and if the female inmate population decreases, maybe we can take this money and transfer it into the juvenile housing. But I can tell you, as of right now, the juvenile housing will actually be overexpended also. These are things we don't have a choice on. It is one of those things that once they are incarcerated, we have an obligation to basically put them in a facility. Some people may ask, how come we do not house juvenile or female inmates? And I can tell you the expense to do that would be much greater than the $70,000 that we're talking about that we're paying right now for female incarceration. It would cause us to have to basically double our jailing staff. And for example, just so you know, the full-time salary budget line item is $273,000. You cannot intermix female and male. We'd have to open up a completely different pod, and we would have to basically double our staff.
Board members, you have general budget amendment number 21 before you for the $30,000. I need a motion on that budget amendment.
Make that motion.
Have a motion, is there a second to that?
Second.
Have a second. Discussion or question?
Not that it has anything to do with the numbers of the
we currently send our female population to Ashe County, is that right? Or is it,
We will send them if they're available there, yes.
and our juvenile population to Wilkes?
Yes. As long as they're opening down there, that's what we'll send. Yes.
Other discussion? Not all in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?